Hi, everybody. I am Michelle Tennant. I am the Henderson County Beekeepers Association president, and I end my term December 2024. And we just got the front page of the local daily newspaper, and other members said, "Can you please share with us how this was obtained so that others can learn from that for the future?" And I thought, gosh, I'll just do a video that we can kind of put on YouTube and then share with all beekeepers who have bee clubs. So if you have a bee club and you want to get some love in the local paper, I'm going to show you how. Okay. So this is one of our, this is our education chair who I just snapped a photo with my regular old phone last year at a festival. So first of all, you got to have like great photos and things of that nature. And then it's really easy. So go to your local paper, find out who's actually the editor, and you can write a features editor, a regular editor. You can go to the host at a radio show, maybe a podcast host, maybe a reporter at a TV station. You'd be surprised. They love stories about bees because they can come and take some B-roll and video of your actual bees active in the hives. People love that. So let me share with you what I actually sent. It was really short and really easy. This was it here. Let's see. I'm just going to make it bigger. If I can show it to you, if I can get it over there. So I just said this was to Dean at our local paper. I had worked with him before because I'm a publicist. And I said, bee swarms, local WNC honey, local beekeeping mentors. They love the word local, right? So they're really looking for local stories, especially bee swarms at the time of April 16th, right? Because they don't really care about your bee club. What they care about is educating, informing the public en masse. So if you have something like everybody's dealing with swarms in the spring, so the papers and the local press, they need content to educate the public. That's the main difference, and the biggest mistake that people actually make is that they try to talk about themselves rather than educating the public. So if you're educating the public, they want to hear from you, okay? So let me also show you just how simple it was. So you got to get a nice, good subject line in there with the word local, okay? And I also put in WNC so they knew that we were in Western North Carolina. So put the word local in there and the fact that you're in your city. I just did for immediate release because they're used to that. This isn't really a real press release, but I just did that to get their attention. Like, hey, here's a blurb that you can share with everybody. So I just say, protect pollinators in Western North Carolina. If you see a bee swarm, don't hurt it. Honeybees are typically docile while they're swarming. Call HCBA, a local club that maintains a list of beekeepers willing to come, collect, and move the swarm to a protected apiary. Find the swarm list, local honey sellers, and local beekeeping mentors at, and then our website. Help the club raise money for honeybee research by purchasing their $15 sign that says, "Pardon the weeds, we're feeding the bees." And then we have our website at the bottom of that. At local festivals or First Choice Graphics on Spartanburg Highway. Again, local businesses, they love it. And I just put end here, right? Also, I added a photo, right? So you can actually, you want to make sure that you have your contact information so they can get back to you. And then I gave them like a little photo, right? Well, so Dean got back to me and this is what he said. He said, "Hey, I'd love to do an article early next week about bees returning. Could I get some comments from you and other bee experts about the honeybees? I could email you some questions for the article. I don't know if there's a place I could get photos too." That's all they want, right? They want answers. They want photos, right? Do you have something of area beekeepers? Do you all have some? All they want are photos and information, and there's information there. So then he sent these questions. He said, "Great, I'm gonna please." He gave us like maybe 4 days to get the answers. So that's the other problem that people typically make a mistake on, is they don't abide by their deadline. They've got a deadline. So if they're telling you, "Hey, I need these answers by Tuesday," then you get it to them Monday by noon, which is what we did. I sent out a note on Facebook to our members, "Hey, do you want to participate in this?" I also sent the questions to our board directors, and I had one board director take his time, Antoine, thank you, our apiary manager. He took his time to answer the questions to the best of his knowledge. Then when I got his questions back. I fact checked it against what I used was the internet and Chat GPT. I just put I threw it in there to make sure it's like, is all this like, do you have any problems with this? You know, as far as the world's knowledge, do you like this? Would you add anything else to it? And then it told me that there were a few issues in the way that we were saying a third of the way that we talk as beekeepers is sometimes in hyperbole. So you just want to make sure that for the press, it's really fact-based, because otherwise then everybody starts to argue about like, well, this or that. In some of the cases, I just added the word some believe, right? Or we put it in quotations that like our apiary manager or our beekeepers believe that. But if it's disputed, it should be noted that, right? Because that's how journalists really work, because they work in facts. Okay, so we got the answers. Then I also added some quick things. Let me just show you, if you're not familiar with AI, and a lot of people hate it today, and I get that, but it's really for those of you who are in a volunteer role and you want something that's really quick. You can go into Chat GPT, and let me see if I've got, let me just show you real quick, because I can't, I'm not sure that my past work is going to help you at all. So if you go into chat.opena.com and you just say, you know, what does the public need to know about honeybees, right? And then it'll actually tell you, boom, gives you an idea like of all the information out there. It's going to tell you about the importance of them, the colony structure, pollination, honey production, challenges facing honeybees, beekeeping, conservation efforts. It's going to go on and on and on. Okay. Now you can also say, you know, answer this question, or you can say, you know, what are 3 tips a newspaper would like to know about honeybees? And then boom, you've got just some ideas. You're obviously going to want to rewrite this, right? Because it's in stilted language. It's not in everyday language that we use. So you want to just get an idea of like what's out there in the world and then customize it for your local bee club. I think it's really important. But that tool is free. And I know a lot of people are down on artificial intelligence, but it does act like a library, you know, so you can actually like just check and see all the information in the world and then siphon it out. And it's like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to not use that, use this, and then customize it for yourself. So we did that, and then we made the deadline by Monday at noon. And then I just took some old photos from last year's festivals, right? Or from the apiary that we were doing with our bee school students. Or our members had submitted some photos, and I had those that I just gave to him. You can put it in a Google Drive, or just find out from the press venue itself how they prefer to get photos to them. And sometimes they'll set up something called a box or a Google Drive, or a way to actually get them high resolution images, because they need high resolution images for stuff like this. And you can see that I didn't even think that we were going to get the front page, but they also did this fun honeycomb on the front page. And the thing that's really great about, and I'll put the actual link to the article if you want to read it, because it's now online forever, right? Which is exciting. So, but at the end of this, the thing that I really love about this is that it's, you know, it talks about swarming and how to not kill the bees when they're swarming and so forth. And they used our facts that we sent over, and also our commentary from our apiary manager. But what I love the most is at the end, I was like, this was my ultimate goal, was there are also a list of beekeepers to help with swarms and a list of local honey sellers, right? So some of our members are really have this beautiful local honey, and everybody, when they find out that you're in a bee club, they always want to know, well, how do I get the local honey? And this is a perfect way to get the information about your local members, whether they're a backyard beekeeper or a commercial beekeeper. And the local press is really wanting to have the information about your local club and what's going on. So make sure that you just communicate with them. It's one of the most overlooked things that I usually see that entrepreneurs and nonprofits actually do. So if you have any questions, I'm available at president@hcbeekeepers.org. And I'm sure if you're seeing this well into the future, way after my presidency is over December 2024, the current president can always get you to me, and I can answer a question about PR. I've been doing it for 3 decades, close to 4 decades now. So any question you have, I'd be happy to help you. Bye, everybody.